Hi everybody, I am Erin Stoll and I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight. I have three little boys who are now students at Hopeview Elementary School, and so I am at their back to school night tonight. Just like you want to know what's going on in your kids' classrooms, so do I, and so I'm sorry again that I can't be here. But in lieu of me in person, I thought I would give the presentation to you. So thank you so much for coming by and grabbing the note off the door so that you can watch me from the privacy of your own home. I'm just going to take you through what I would kind of normally do on a back to school night. So here goes. So some information about me. I am Erin Stoll, as I mentioned, and you'll see on this my email, which is probably the best form of contact, to be honest. Once I go home, I can't do much, but I can email occasionally because I do have those three little boys I mentioned earlier. This is my 21st year of teaching, so I've been a teacher for a long time, but a mom for only 7 years. So I'm still getting the hang of that. This is my 18th year at Huntington, and I am a Huntington alum. So, but I've been teaching AP Lit the whole time I've been here, and I have to say your students are amazing. And so far we've already had really good discussion and are having a really good time in class. So thank you. Good job. As far as the class information, I actually attached this introduction to the class to my Canvas page, and I know some of you are observing your students on Canvas and others aren't. If you get a chance, though, if you want to click through it, I'm not sure how this will work on the Screencast-O-Matic as I am screencasting this right now, but you'll notice that you are able to look through this and just go through it. And it's basically something that I created as an introduction to kind of explain what we're doing here and what this class is all about. So feel free to browse at your leisure and enjoy. It was definitely something I enjoyed making for my students, and something that I hope that you will also get something out of. The syllabus is at the very bottom, so if you have not had a chance to look at the syllabus or you want to look that over, please feel free. It's down in the nitty-gritty section after all the pictures and whatnot. Teaching seniors is a really interesting thing. I'm sure you know because you are right now parenting seniors, and some of you have parented seniors before, and some of you this is the first time. I have three main foci in my class. Hopefully I said that correctly, Latin. Anyway, one is for self-advocacy, that as they are burgeoning adults and they're about to go out into the world and be able to speak for themselves, I want them to come to me when they have issues and things. And so, honestly, this is probably the last time we will meet. I would love to see you at graduation. But really, I try to talk to your students first, and I know that's what you want for them. You want them to be able to talk to me and advocate and get their questions answered. I even put it in my syllabus this year because I do think it is so important that the kids know that life happens and you can't always plan for everything, but being able to talk to people and express yourself and communicate and have those really important conversations is absolutely essential to getting along in this world. So I am open to talking to your kids. I'm open to talking to you, but I never have parent conferences without students. I just don't think it's right at this point. I need them to trust me and to know that I trust them, and I need us all to be kind of on the same page. So typically I'll meet with your student. If we can't resolve something, then we can get in touch and we can try to work it out. But self-advocacy is the first thing that is most important, I think, about teaching seniors. The second thing is obviously college, especially with AP kids. My students your students are getting ready to make this big transition, and so they're applying to college. So we made it part of the summer assignment. I built in different strategies to try to get them to think about what they should include in their college applications and what is most important, and how to really get to a place where they're putting information in there that's very relevant, but also expressing who they are and trying to be the individuals that they are. So college applications is another way that we work. I spent a lot of tutorials reading college application essays. I've read thousands and thousands of college application essays over my 18 years teaching seniors. So I am a resource, and I encourage students to come and talk to me. So if your kids are needing some help or just another perspective, I always tell them that the advice is free, and they can take it or leave it, because honestly, it's them applying to college, and they need to make those big choices for themselves. The third thing that I focus on is this transition to college, making sure that the way that I run class is similar to the way that they will be doing things at university. So I not only have tutorial hours, I also have office hours from 2 to 3 on Mondays and Wednesdays when they can come and talk to me about things, kind of the way they would with a college professor. I want them to kind of feel familiar with that. It's why I also moved to an exam schedule that's more like college, where they take a big test, a comprehensive exam, a couple times a year, so that they can really get a feel for that, of what it feels like to study for that, what it feels like to have that kind of anxiety, and how do you deal with it. So that transition to college, I think, is absolutely essential this last year of high school. Most of your kids are pretty done with high school, to be frank. They are not feeling it anymore, and so they have a hard time really being motivated. And so I think making sure that they understand that everything we do has real world implications, and why we're doing it, and how it relates to the human condition is absolutely critical. And then also making sure that they feel like this is going to help them in that next step, I think is another piece to that puzzle. So those are my 3 things with teaching seniors. I'm sure you've noticed that having seniors at home is kind of a push and pull. They're still kids in some ways, and also very grown up in other ways. And I tell them that throughout this year they may vacillate between being angels and demons as you guys go through. And we talk a lot about that in class. So I'm here to support you guys. I'm also here to support them to try to figure out how to deal with the family dynamic as you guys at home start to get ready to let them go on to this next phase of their lives. And that is a really difficult thing. I look at my little guys and I think, how will I ever deal with this? And I tell them, I say, when your parents look at you, they don't just see the adult that you are now, they see who you've been all along. So we try to have real conversations in class that I hope are supporting you at home and making things a little bit easier for you. Next, though, I want to talk about some new things this year. So I am not a flexible person. I don't mean yoga-wise. I mean flexibility as far as the way that I do things. I love systems, and that's really important to me to have systems. I think it creates a lot of sanity in the classroom and allows for sanity in my life. But this year I'm actually really trying to be more flexible. It's definitely where education is going. I think it's probably better for kids, the flexibility. And so my flexibility is taking 2 different forms. Number 1 is that we're using flexible seating this year. I've included pictures on the next slide to show you, but we revamped my classroom, and I created a seating space on the floor, and there are standing tables and stools and regular tables where they can sit, and they are in more of a collaborative environment, and they are working together more often. So I'm trying to be flexible in the seating. I included a quotation here about the fact that it's very empowering to have choices for students. And I mentioned in the last slide this idea that there should be a transition for students to that college-like atmosphere. And so that's what I'm trying to do with the flexible seating. We're trying it out this year. So far it seems good. Ask your student about how it seems like it's going. A lot of your kids are entrenched. They've chosen a seat, and that's where they're going to sit, and I get that. I totally get that. But, sorry, glitch in my mind for just a second. I apologize for the interruption. I was just trying to figure a few things out. But the second way that I'm being flexible this year is that I'm now teaching a hybrid class, and some of your kids might be in the hybrid class. The hybrid class is taught from, it's only 1 day a week that they actually come to class. Everything else is done through our learning management system, Canvas. And so they are reading on their own, they are researching on their own, they are integrating all that information and doing the few assignments that I ask them to do. But I think that this, again, is moving in the direction of transitioning to what it's going to be like to go to college. When I was a student, we didn't take a lot of classes online. I did some of my master's online, but as for my undergrad, no. But more and more students are now taking these hybrid classes or even full online classes. And so this is a good way of seeing if they have those management skills that they're going to need, their self-management, their self-motivation, all of those things to take a class. And so going from 250 minutes in a classroom to down to 50 minutes in a class or 60 minutes in a classroom is a definite transition. I'm also allowing them they come in for different things, whether it be office hours, or some of them also come in when we have FRQs and other things to prepare for the AP test. They'll have to do more than their 60 minutes a week. But again, I invite you, if you are on Canvas, you can see what they're doing on a regular basis and kind of see what those modules look like and what the assignments look like and how they're integrating resources to come up with a single thing. And then what I'm focusing on in class is really having good class discussions and also giving them background information and anything they might need that I can't give them via the LMS. So our classes go really quick in the hybrid class, but again, I'm working on that flexibility and trying to figure things out. We changed our curriculum a little bit this year in AP as well. So my two co-teachers and myself, we decided to teach thematically this year rather than teaching everything chronologically. So again, the thematics is helping us to make sure that real world application makes sense to our students. Lastly, I just wanted to show you what the flexible seating looks like. And so these are pictures of my second period today. I asked them to show off a little so that you could see what it looks like to put 37 people in a room with the flexible seating. I try to make sure that they have choice, and that I think that by doing that they feel good. So I get good vibes from this year's class. And they are very kind and considerate and sweet and good people. So nice job, and thank you very much for lending them to me for this year. So if you have any questions, you can email me for sure, but I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you so much.